Salvation belongs to Yah. The kingdom belongs to Yah. Quick testimony. My cousin died in the hospital. His heart gave out on him. By the grace of the Most High, they brought him back. When he said, when he died, when he saw, he was in chains. And it was dark. Stop playing with your life. Get your life right with the Father. We gon' lead him to the shepherd, he gon' be the judge. Messiah making sure we pure, so we gon' see the blood. In time, get in the ark, y'all, we see the flood. The raven never came back, Noah sent the dove. Shalom to the tribes with the honor flee. If you anointed, it's gon' cost you, that be hard for me. Count it all joy, we gon' win Christ. Make sure that blood is in your walk, so we gon' win life. You can know the script without relationship. And Messiah, check your heart, y'all don't play with this. A man raised from the dead, get this news out. We got faith and we believe, I can't choose doubt. We ain't walking like we made it, y'all, we staying served. Messiah came and washed feet, y'all, that man served. Be the truth, be the way, I was playing perfect. 12 tries waking up, the devil mad nervous. Yeah, love my people, you can't touch mine. If I'm there in this war, I'm on front line. Yeah, I know my heart, I know he hate lies. We just trying to teach Christ, escape that lake fire. Cause you could die today or you could die tomorrow. The change of darkness ain't no game, my cousin seen it all. Missed the whole 1,000 year reign with Christ. Walk as he walked, y'all change your life. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor.
Let me take the time just to thank you. Shit will put down, held me down like a knife. I don't need the world in your word, I'll remain. This crooked generation living like they shame. Who gon' cry now? Who gon' lift their voice up? Trying to leave it blame. It's my Shiach, he the pay. The kingdom on the way, but it's not so inside. Sit a idol, sit a flame. I can't have that inside. I can't have that inside me. See the scriptures remind me. Gotta do it to fulfill. Let the light keep shining. Try to wake on my day slow. I'm reaching for my partners. Pray I'm in that number when them saints get the march. I'm feeling like Noah trying to warn them. Feeling like Isaiah stand no one. Look around, we don't fail to our lowest. If Mashiach came today, where you going? 1,000 years of peace I wanna see. You can't have faith if you ain't got belief. Let your word be a lamp to my feet. Let your oil drip all over me. Till the devil get away. Don't you fall from grace. Don't look to the right and left. Gotta keep it straight. Don't wanna end up in hell with darkness in them chains. Forever all my days, yeah, I'ma give you praise.
Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor. Light to the world, they gon' glorify your Father. Light to the world, give them praise, give them honor.
Good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Breaking Strongholds Ministries. Good morning, good afternoon to YouTube. Good morning, Breaking Strongholds Ministries, Facebook Live, and YouTube. How is everybody doing this morning, this afternoon? How is everybody doing this afternoon? This is the day that Yahuwah has made, so let us be glad and rejoice in it. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. I hope your week has been a great week. I hope the Most High have really truly blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and joy. I hope the Most High really truly have blessed your offsprings with wisdom and knowledge and understanding of His Word. I hope He really truly has blessed you over and abundantly. My week has been a jacked up week this week. I can really say that my week has been, it's been tough this week. It's really been tough. I'm not going to go into anything about my week, but it's been tough. It really, truly have. You know, I remember I was in prayer on Tuesday. And the Most High was telling me, he said, you can't rush. Or it was Wednesday. He was telling us you can't, even though we're ready for the times to be over, even though we're ready for these things to come to pass, even though we're ready for his comings, he said, you can't rush what I'm doing. He said, you can't rush it because my word has to be fulfilled. And a lot of the times when we try to rush situations, we make bad decisions in the process of trying to rush something. And he was telling me you cannot rush your situations. He said whatever I give you, you just teach on it. He said, but don't nobody know where we are in the Bible. He said, don't nobody know where we are in the Bible. He said, you still got people saying that we're in the first, second, third, fifth seal, but in actuality, don't nobody know where we are in the Bible. They're only going by what they want to tell you, or they're going by what he tells them. He's telling them a situation. He's not necessarily telling them that this seal is open and this seal here is open and this. He's not telling them that. He's just telling them what to teach on. So that's what he told me on Wednesday when I was praying. Thursday is just, my prayer was like basically the same thing. You know, you cannot rush biblical prophecy. You cannot rush it. No matter what we try to do, we cannot rush it. Because I've been in prayer this week, and it's been, when I say that I have had a horrific, this was a bad week for me. It was a horrible week. But let us go ahead and read Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. And it reads, and Adonai spoke out these words, saying, I am Yahuwah thy Adonai, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And thou shalt have no more idols before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahuwah thy Adonai, am a jealous Adonai, visiting the iniquities of the fathers unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahuwah in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah thy Adonai. In it thou shalt not do any works, thou nor thy sons, nor thy daughter, thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahuwah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy fathers and thy mothers, that thy days be long upon the land which Yahuwah thy Adonai giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors, and thou shalt not Cover thy neighbor's house, and thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Let us pray. O creators of the heavens and earth, of all radiance and vibrations, soften the grounds of our beings and carve out a space with us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear fruits of our missions. Let each of our actions bear fruit according with our desires within your purpose for our life. Bestow us with the wisdom of produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled thread of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of the past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which distracts us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the creator and power and fulfillment. As all is gathered and made whole once again, so let it be. So good morning again. Breaking Strongholds Ministries. Good morning YouTube and Facebook Live. Yesterday, what I've learned is that we all have been set up. No, but let me go ahead and go to the text. Let us go to Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 20. Verses 15 through 20. And the key verse is verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. If I may give a title to the text, the title of the text today is, People Are Not Who They Say They Are. People are not who they say they are. I want to give you two words today, both of them the same but different. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is assimilations, a fringing to be what one is not, or dissimulation, a concealment of one's real character or motives. The sin of pretending to virtue or goodness. The sin of pretending to virtue or goodness. Hypocrite. Hypocrite is one who fringes to be what he is not. One who has the form of godliness without the power, or who assumes an appearance of piety when he is destitute of true religion, false pretenders to religion. Okay? Hypocrisy and hypocrite. A hypocrite speaks out hypocrisy. A hypocrite speaks out his hypocrisy. Okay? So, let me tell you what I learned yesterday. When I tell people that the Democrat and the Republican parties are the two wings on one bird, we have to realize that the agenda has to come to pass of everything that is going on. Everything that is going on. The agenda has to come to pass. Everything has to come to pass. And the Most High is using both Democrat and Republican parties to make sure that his agenda come to pass. We got to realize this right here. In Revelation chapter 14, verse 8 and 9, it says, "And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornications. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Ananiah, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Okay, so also when we go back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, 17, and 18. Let me go back to verse 15. It reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So, it never did say in passage that only the Republicans going to take the mark of the beast. It never did say that only the Democrats are going to take the mark of the beast. It never did say all Chinese or Asians or Hispanics or Mexicans or Dominicans or Haitians or blacks or whites. Europeans or Americans. It never did say any of that. So, when we come down looking at the Bible from the text that it's in, it is not telling us that only a Republican, a Democrat, or black or white, or Hispanics, or Mexicans, or Asians, or whatever you want to call yourself. It never did say only a certain group of people are going to take it. It says, "And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead." So, when we go to looking at it, it's not about a denomination. It's about the people who choose not to listen. The people who chose not to receive the mark don't have a denomination. They just have the belief in Yahuwah. So if you think that Donald Trump is going to do something for you, he's tied in with the people that's trying to take all your information and gather all the information from you so they can imprison you. So is the Democrats. The Democrats are with the same political people who's pushing an agenda that has to go through. So when you're looking at it, both of these people are still pushing the agenda that the Most High have allowed them to push. So whether you vote for Trump or whether you vote for whoever's going to be the Democratic representative, you still voting for the system to enslave you. The agenda that the mark of the beast still will be pushed. So whether whoever you vote for, you still voting for your freedoms to be taken away. Because CrowdStrike is owned by Microsoft. CrowdStrike is also owned by BlackRock. And those organizations are there to imprison you. So as long as you continue to vote for these people so that they can continue to take away your freedoms, you're falling into it. Because Elon Musk said he's going to contribute $45 million to Trump's campaign every month. $45 million a month to his campaign. But Elon Musk, he got the chip that goes into your head and into your hand. He's created the chip that goes into your head and into your hand. That's what Elon Musk did. So if he's voting, he's giving Donald Trump $45 million a month for his campaign. He understands that Donald Trump has to push the agenda of the Neuralink, which goes into your head, into your hand. So whoever you decide to vote for, they are not who they say they are. They still are pushing that agenda of the New World Order and trying to take your freedoms. So let us go back to Matthew chapter 7. He sleep? Mm-hmm. Matthew chapter 7. Verses 15 through 20. This is talking about leadership, is talking about people. And I've learned, that's why I say this week has been an eye-opener about it's been an eye-opener about people. I have recognized how people truly are. I have recognized that. Because most people are hypocrites. And they speak hypocrisy. This has been a very eye-opening week for me about people. People are hypocrites. A hypocrite is one who friends to be what he is not. That's what a hypocrite is. And that's why the passage, this chapter 7 is talking about that so much. Is judge not, ye be judged by the same meat that you judge, you'll be judged upon you. Because it's letting you know that once you understand your issues, you could be able to help people with their issues. But you can't help somebody else with their issues when you got plenty of issues that you have to fix within yourself. And see, what I learned this week is that people are hypocrites. They want to dictate how they want people to be, but in actuality, they are worse than that. They are worse than what they're trying to predict people to be, how they want people to be. People haven't come around people in 2.5 years, but expect to say, I love you, but your actions don't show that you love people. How can you say you love people and you haven't been around them in 2.5 years? How can you say you love people but you push yourself away from them because of the way they think? Not trying to sit down and digest and say, hey, show me why you think the way you think. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this. Because you may be doing some stuff that I may need to hear, may not need to hear. Or I may be able to say something to you that you need to hear, you may not need to hear. And see, Christ is going to, Yeshua HaMashiach or Yahuwah or Yahweh, he's going to judge us on how we treated people. That's what he's going to basically judge us on, how we treated people. He's not going to judge you on how you treated the rich, because we know that most people treat the rich, they kiss their butts. We kiss the rich butts. But that's why the Most High said, that's why the Most High said this in Romans chapter 2 verse 11. For there is no respect of person with Ananias. The Most High don't care who you are when you come down to your position and your title. But we as humans, we care about the position. We care about the title. We care about whatever this person has. But the Most High don't care about your position or your title. He cares about your deeds and what you do on this earth. That's something we have to understand. Because you say you this person, or you say you that person, but if you don't act the part, in the Most High's eyes, He don't care nothing about it. Oh, I'm this, that, and the other. No, it don't mean a hill of beans. You can carry that title, but what are you doing? What are you doing? Because, like this, I had a friend who was considered to be the black sheep of the family. He was very educated. He had a doctorate degree or PhD. He had a PhD or a doctorate degree. But to his family eyes, he was not reaching his full potential. He was not reaching his full potential. That was in his family eyes, but they was hard on him. They was mad at him a lot of the times. I remember he had to leave his house and come to my house because the simple fact is his family was disgusted with him sometimes because he's not doing what they want him to do. So, from the physical eyes, we should get mad. People do get mad. But from the spiritual eyes, the Most High is saying, how did you treat the least of these? See, and that's the most important part about life. See, it's how you treat the least of these that He's more concerned about. Not how you treat the best, how you treat the least. What's up, Greg, my brother? How you doing? And his family did not like him because they felt like he was in a destitute state. But how the Most High wants you to treat people is not based on their status, but based on who they are and their conditions. It says in Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 and 40. Shalom, shalom, Greg. It says, for I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. See, that don't have anything to do with the people who have something. It's talking about how you're going to deal with the least of these, the people who don't have anything. How are you going to treat the people who don't have anything? How are you going to treat the people who don't think the way you think? How are you going to treat people who don't have what you have? Because you can't say that you are a child of the Most High and you believe in the Most High word and you believe in all this, but you mistreat the less fortunate. You mistreat the less fortunate. So what you do is, when you see a bomb on the street, because this is what the Most High said right here, right? It says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall he gather all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on the right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. And I was sick, you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. And then he's going to say in verse 37, When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Listen to that. Or when you saw thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. See, we can say we're the children of the Most High. We can say yeah, that's my brother. Yeah, we can say that's my sister. Yeah, we can say that's my nephew. We can say all these things. Oh yeah, we can say we're this, that, and the other. But if we're not doing, and if we're not treating people according to who they are in our sight, the Most High considers us a hypocrite. He don't look at us the way we think we should look at ourselves. Because you hold a title does not mean anything. That's why he said, my brother and my mother is the one who do the will of my Father. It ain't got nothing to do with blood. It got all to do with your actions on how you treat people. Your actions represent who you are as a person. Like my brother Greg, he treat me as a brother. We're not blood brothers, but we're brothers. He's supportive. If I need something, I'm sure I can call on him. That's Greg. So when we're talking about, do he have to be blood? No. But his actions represents who he is towards me. So when he said, when you treat the least of these, that's what the Most High is talking about. And that's what he's really concerned about. Because we can walk around and say we this, that, and the other. We can walk around and say all these things. But if your actions does not represent that, you're nothing like it. That's why it's talking about judge, not ye be judged. That's why it's talking about the wide and the narrow. Your actions dictates who you are. You can't say I love this person and you haven't talked to him in 2.5 years. You can't say you love a person if you get mad with him because of the way they think. You can't say you love a person but you treat them as if they're aliens when they're down and out and busted and broke, busted and disgusted. You can't say that. You are considered to be a hypocrite. Because we can also look the part as if we are a brother and a sister. But that doesn't mean that that's what you are. So in Matthew chapter 7 verse 15, it says, Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. See, we all can look the part of that title. But we have to understand, but inwardly they are raving wolves. They are raving wolves. What do raving wolves mean? Like wild animals. They really don't care nothing about you, but they just trying to devour you. They're extortionists. There are people that's just out to get what they can get from you. That's what raving means. A distortionist. A person who means you no good. It says to seize is to catch, to pluck, to pull, to take by force. That's what it means by a raving wolf. A person who don't have really no true good intentions for you. They want to get whatever they can get from you, and that's just that. Because my first point is appearance. You can look the part, whether you're a disciple, whether you're a brother, whether you're a sister, whether you're whatever your position or title is. Yes, you can look the part. But inwardly they are raving wolves. They are savages on the inside. Don't mean nobody any good. And see, it's been so disheartening to me for me to look at somebody one way, but in actuality hear what they're truly saying, really truly tell people how they really truly feel. When a person say, I don't care how you think or how you feel, they're actually telling you what's actually truly going on the inside of them. But they say that they're this, and they say that they're that, and they say that they're this. But on the inside, they tell you, I don't really care how you feel. This is the way it's going to be. Disregarding your feelings, disregarding everything about you. Even when you look at the politics of today, even when you look at the Democrat, the Republican Party, they don't really care about you as a person. They care about their agenda and what they got going on for themselves and what they're trying to get out of the situation. I remember looking at this movie called Fresh. And it was about strategic, making moves on the chessboard. And see, we're all just fish in a pond. That's the way that the politicians and the political leaders look at us. We're just fish in a pond. They use us for their agenda, and once they have gotten their agenda done, they throw us away like we're nothing. That's why I'm saying to you so much, don't buy into whatever the Democrats are saying against the Republicans and whatever the Republicans are saying against the Democrats, because they're still having to push the agenda of the Most High. So when you're looking at this and you're starting to look at the puzzle, you look at chess, all moves, the object of the game is to get the queen. But you'll waste a person over here and you'll waste a move over there because the object of the game is to get to the queen or the king or whatever one it is. I don't play chess. But that's the way this world works. That's the way people are. They'll do whatever they gotta do to get what they want out of life. They'll tell you what they want to tell you, how they want to tell you, and the way they want to tell you, just so that they could be able to get what they want from you. That's why they are considered to be hypocrites. And let's go to Mark chapter 12, verses 38 through 40. It says, and he said unto them in his doctrine, beware of the scribes, which love to go in long's clothing, and love salutations in the marketplace, And the chief sits in the synagogue in the uppermost room of the feast. Listen to this. Which devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayers. These shall receive greater damnation. See, when you look at the politics of today and what's going on in the politics, yeah, all these people are dressed in nice, fine clothing. They love the salutations. Oh hell, oh hell, Donald Trump. Oh hell, Joe Biden. They look and they sitting in the finest house, but they devouring, they destroying people's lives each and every day. They are destroying people's lives each and every day. But we are trusting, we're listening to these people, hoping that these people are who they say they are. But in actuality, they are hypocrites speaking hypocrisy. But it's not just in the political realm of life. It's in your families. It's on the workplace. It's in relationships. It's all over. It's all over. It's everywhere. People are speaking hypocrisy. They're being hypocrite. They're not actually being who they say they are. Let us go to 2 Timothy 3, 5 through 9. Because whenever we're looking at life, we can't look at how people look or the title that they have. We have to look at how they behave, how they act. That's the most important thing. We can't look at, the man can have on a $1 million suit. He can have the finest clothes and the nicest houses. But he can be like the man over there in Germany in 1929, or the Congos, where King Leopold was cutting out the Congolese horns, or the people over here in the United States where they had slavery. These people had high positions. These people had all these things, but they was enslaving people. So when we say that, when we're talking about people, let's not look at them from their title or what they have on. Let's look at what they do in life, how they treat people in life. 2 Timothy 3, 5 through 9, it says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. For of this such are they which creep into houses, and led captive silly women, laden with sin, lead away with the diverse lusts, ever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of truth. Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt mind reprobate concerning the faith, but they shall proceed no farther. For their folly shall be manifested unto all men, as there also was. See, I like this part right here. Verse 9, it says, but they shall proceed no further. And see, this week, I cut off a person because I recognized the person's personality. I recognized how they was, how evil and contrite they was. I learned that I can't deal with that person no more. No matter what their title is in my life, I cannot deal with them no more. And see, even when you look at the politics realm, you got to be able to understand what's going on with Trump. You got to understand that this is all set up against Biden. So you got to be able to understand when to cut ties. But they shall proceed no further. And Most I said, I'm done with them. I'm cutting them off. For their folly shall be manifested into all men. I mean, manifest means to be shown to all men, as theirs also was. So the Most High was revealing some stuff this week to everybody. The Most High has been revealing stuff personally, politically, to everybody that's watching TV, that's out here in the world today. But if you're not paying attention to that, that's on you. People can look the part, but they're not necessarily the part. Let us go to Jude 1 and 4. Because we're talking about people can look the part, but that don't mean they are doing what they look like. They can have a title, don't mean that they really are doing what the title say do. Because we got to understand the whole scheme of things for the Most High is to be able to continue to push his agenda. And see, that's what he was telling me in prayer. He said, you got to be patient. My word has to go out and go out. My word has to fulfill itself. So I don't care who I'm going to use to do it, I'm going to use them. Whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, whether it's Europeans or Americans. And when I say Americans, I'm talking about African Americans. We are the true Americans in America. So when I say Americans, I'm saying us. So when we talk about these things, the Most High is going to use whoever he want to use for whatever purpose he want to use them for. Jude 1 and 4 says, for there are certain men creep in unaware who were before the old ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men, turning the grace of our Anani into lavishness, and denying the only Yahuwah Anani and our Lord Yahshua the HaMashiach. See, a lot of these people who carry certain titles and a lot of people who walk around acting a certain way, they can look the part, but they don't have no Christ and the Messiah, or they don't have no God in them. They don't have no God in them. Because the person who said something this week, they said, and let God be the judge. And see, they don't want that to happen. He's already doing it. And see, you got to be very careful in what you say when you know that you are a hypocrite. It don't mean nothing that you say. But let us go back to Matthew chapter 7. I want us to understand something. We got to be understanding about the politics of today. And this is a warning to everybody. Be careful with hypocrites who speak hypocrisy. Understand that. Okay? Then it says in verse 16, ye shall know them by their fruit. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs or thistles? Even so, every good tree brings forth good fruit. But a corrupt tree brings forth evil fruit. And a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. He said, so you really got to sit back and look at their actions and what is coming from their actions. Because the simple fact is, it just said, an evil person can't bring forth good fruit, neither can a good person bring forth evil fruit. That's why they say, you're only going to know them. They say, when they say, hold on. It says in Matthew's, I'm in this. You will know a fruit by the tree. You'll know a tree by its fruit. You know people by what they do and what they produce as a person or as a people. If you look at the politics of today, this is what it brings. If you look at people around you in your life, look at their families. Look at their friends. See, that's something we got to understand. Look at the people that's around you. Look at their internal families. Then you can tell what type of person they are. See, a hypocrite will act like their family's all good and everything is good about their family, but their families are jacked up. But they try to talk about other people's family as if their family's not in the same conditions that their families are in. That's why it says this in the first. Judge not, that ye not be judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. That's why it's talking about judge means keeping your mouth off people. Quit acting like you got it going on so much and everybody else's life is in chaos. That's what it's saying. And see, that's the hardest part about life, in my viewpoint. How the Democrats talk about Republicans, how the Republicans are talking about the Democrats, how one person is talking about another person, and how another person is talking about. When you actually look at yourself, we're all the same. My wife's family is just the same as my family. Jacked up. We all got families. They got family issues. We all got problems within our family. Somebody in our family ain't doing so well. One person in our family is doing great. Maybe 2 or 3 people in our family don't have divorced and been divorced 2 or 3 times. Maybe one out in our family may have been married and stayed married 20 years. All our families are very similar. But we have the audacity to want to talk about somebody else as if our situation is so much better. Even when you look at the Democrats and Republicans, they both don't kill millions of people. They both have lied. They both still preach the same rhetoric. All of them do the same thing. But they telling people, oh, we're not like them. And the Democrats are saying, well, we're not like them. They both the same. Let us go back to Matthew chapter 7. Let me read you a couple more verses. I'm not staying on long because I'm jacked up today. That's what it took me so long to get on, because I'm jacked up. But the Most High wanted me to come out and teach this lesson today, because if you look at the politics, they are not who they say they are. They still got to push that agenda. They still got to push this agenda. Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of this darkness of this world, and against the spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what we still got to deal with. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. See, because if the Most High is going to judge you on your actions, not your title, not your position, not whatever it is, He's judging you on what you do. But we also got to understand this. In Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, it says, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels cast out with him. See, Satan is doing the deceiving through people. He's controlling the whole world to make people do what he wants them to do. Not what we want to do. He's deceiving everybody. Matthew chapter 7, verse 19. Listen to verse 18 again. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is heaved down and cast into the fire. Understand that. Yeah. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Let us go to Acts chapter 5. And see, what I was pondering this week is that, I'll wait. And it says in Acts chapter 5 verse 38, and it says, now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and I will let them alone. For if this counsel or if this work be of men, it will come to naught. See, everything that you do, it has the 5:38. 5:38. Let me read it over. And it says, "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught." And see, that's talking about why you do what you do. If you're doing it because of your own personal desires and your own personal feelings, and because the way you want to do things and how you want to do it, it's going to come to nothing. But if you're doing it because of the Most High, it will prosper. But whatever you decide to do, if you're doing it for the wrong reason, it will come to nothing. That's why I'm saying you will know a man by his fruit. And I'm paraphrasing, I might have messed it up. But you know a person by their fruit, because you know if they're from the physical realm or from a spiritual realm or physical realm, or you know if they're good or evil. What I mean by good, evil, it all has to deal with the lust, the flesh of the body. But it's spiritual, it's the intentions of the heart to do good by brothers and sisters. If you want to do it right, that's spiritual. If you're doing it from a selfish point of view, that's evil. And that's what I encountered this week. Oh, only such and such would know what's going on. That's evil. That's diabolical. When all of us are suffering the same way. Just political as well. You will know the intentions of the presidents, these candidates' hearts. If it come to pass, or if it don't come to pass. If they're doing it for the right reason, if they're doing it for the wrong reason. In Job chapter 5, verse 12 through 14. I want you to hear this. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Listen to that. He disappointed the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. Because when a person have evil intent, it will never come to pass. It will never come to pass. Whoever have an evil intent, it will never come to pass. This is a warning, but this is also reassuring to you that hypocrites will be exposed to everybody that they need to be exposed to. Everything will come to the light, whether it's the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, whether it's people in your family, whether it's your friends. They will all come to light. If they're wicked and diabolical, it will come to pass. And the Most High will show you. And in nothing that they're trying to do will ever work. They're going to have to always come back and face the piper. Psalms 33, 10 and 11. And I'm going to read one more and I'm done. Because, let me go to this. Psalms 33, 10 and 11. It says, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathens to nothing. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of Yahuwah standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. So we have to understand that whatever the wicked people are trying to do, it will never come to pass. It will always be brought to light. It will always be brought to light. Always. And sometimes we as people, I'm going to read you something. Go to Proverbs 23. Proverbs 23, 1 through 6. See, a lot of the times, we want to rub elbows with the wicked, not knowing that they're wicked, but we want to rub elbows with them because of what we see with our eyes, not because of what they do for humanity, but we want to rub elbows with those people because what we see with their eyes. We see the fancy clothes, we see the nice cars, we see all these things from a physical realm, but not understanding what's going on inside of them like a raving wolf. And see, I used to want to rub elbows with certain people in my family because of what I saw. But now, it wouldn't bother me if I never spoke to them a day again in my life. Because they're like a raving wolf on the inside, trying to destroy and devour people. Because of their own agenda and for their own principle and purpose. And even if we look at it from the political realm, it's the same way. It's the same way. If you actually do research on these political leaders and see who they are truly associated with, would you really want to be a part of what they're doing? And the only reason why you want to be a part of what they're doing is because you're evil just like them. But if you actually did research on who Trump is connected with and all the people who's contributing to his campaign, if you did that with Biden, if you did that with Obama, if you did that with Kamala, if you really did the research on who these people was connected to and what they have done to society, you really wouldn't want to be associated with them. Even though they are hypocrites and speak hypocrisy, it will take the fish scales off your eyes. And if you're a righteous person, you say, I don't even want to have nothing else to do with them people. I'm ashamed that I voted for them people. But because we don't do the research on people, we associate ourselves with hypocrites because of what we see with our eyes, not because of actually what these people have genuinely and truly done for society as a whole. In Proverbs 23 and 1 it says, listen to this. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, think diligently what is before thee. Put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thy own wisdom. Where thou set thy eyes upon thee that which is not. For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye, neither desires thou his dainty meat. For as he thinketh in his mind, so is he. Eat and drink, said he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsels which thou hast eaten shall thou vomit up, and loose thy sweet words. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. But listen to verse 7 again. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The title of the text today is People Are Not Who They Say They Are. People are hypocrites and they speak hypocrisy. Hypocrites are one who fringe to be what he is not. One who has the form of godliness without the power. And who assumes an appearance of piety. When he is destitute of true religion, he is a false pretender to religion. Hypocrisy is a simulation, a fringe to be what one is not. A dissimulation, a concealment of one's real character or motive. The sin of pretending to be God goodness. That's what I experienced this week from a physical and spiritual realm this week. And that's what the Most High wants you to understand. The days and times that we're in, we got to be very careful who we associate ourselves with. Because a lot of people are speaking hypocrisies. And a lot of people are hypocrites. They're not true to their word. And that's something we got to understand. That's something that we really got to take heed to. If you're going to participate in the voting, the election process, I just ask you to do the research on the candidate that you're going to vote for. Look at who they're voting, who their campaign donors. Look at what they're into. Then look at what they have done and what they said they're gonna do. Agenda 2025. Look at all of these things before you make a decision, because everybody can tell you some sweet nothings in your ear. Everybody can be a smooth sayer. Tell you something you want to hear. But that concludes the teachings for today. I'm done. I just really got a lot going on this week. But I know the Most High wanted me to come on and tell you that. But I'm going to say this in closing. Please, not please, I'm going to say this. Be patient on Yahuwah. While we're waiting for Yahuwah, please, not please, while we're waiting on Yahuwah, be getting your physical body ready and your spiritual mind ready for what's to come. So Abba, as we come to you today, we thank you, we bless you, we praise you. We give you all the honor and the glory. Abba, we thank you for each and everything you have done and what you continue to do. Abba, we just ask that you continue to let your word go out and not come back forward. We ask that you continue to just cover your people. We ask that you continue to give us grace, which is mercy. We ask that you continue to give us love and shelter and protection. Father, but we also ask that you help us to become more patient in seeking your word and be diligently in doing what you have asked us to do. Father, we ask that you forgive the families for the things they have done wrong, knowingly and unknowingly. But we just ask that you be in our life and speak to us daily. Father, we know we're going through some trying times, and we know the time's going to get even harder. But Father, we just ask that you help us to be able to endure to the end. Abba, let us continue to hear the way you want us to hear, speak the way you want us to speak, and see the way you want us to see. And in all these things I pray in your higher name, so let it be. Shalom, 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 and shalom, shalom, okay? Y'all have a blessed one.
It's been 13 years since I've known you. Guarded you for so long, but I don't own you. You so sacred to me, but I feel it's only right to show the whole world who you belong to. Ooh, you a blessing to so many, but a curse too. The devil's holding you hostage, don't deserve you. Yeah. Hey, we really living in them times when people yearn for you. Whenever they hit rock bottom, it's you who they run to. People really hate it when I bring you up in conversation, especially when I tell them about themselves. You ought to see they face. You a threat for real, but I love it though. I ain't got no chill. When I open up my mouth, they know what time it is. Too much of you, they be out of here. I remember when you found me. I was underwater at the time, drowning. I would use you to breathe air back in my lungs. Gave my heart some electricity. Slowly but surely it started beating. I was pounding. I can't speak for others. I know what you did for me. You took them chains off and you set me free. Hardest thing I think I had to do was cut off every single person who I felt was a burden to me. It's been 13 years since I've known you. Guarded you for so long, but I don't own you. You so sacred to me, but I feel it's only right to show the whole world who you belong to. Wait, I got more to say. When it comes to you, I incorporate you in every way. How I live my life, lead my children and my wife. I know for a fact that I was using me to demonstrate the image it created. From the beginning, looking at society. Damn, I know I'm winning. Breaking all these curses, who doing it? Not too many. Going off the grid, we becoming self-sufficient. Listen, people gon' hate, but it's okay. That's how life go. Hearts waxing cold, which is why I be ISO. Focused on the fam, it's my only obligation. Everybody gotta work out their own salvation. I be laughing at the thought of every temptation. With you dwelling in my conscience, Satan trees never faze me. TRUTH is what your name is. As long as there's life on this earth, you gon' always be famous. It's been 13 years since I've known you. Guarded you for so long, but I don't own you.